I've learned a couple of very important lessons in my life from a lot of different places. But I learned some really important lessons from Stan Lee. And they are, never pass up the chance for a nap. When you get up from a nap, stretch really well. Whenever somebody comes in that you really like to see, greet them with huge enthusiasm. There's nothing better to reduce stress than a run on the beach. Unless it's getting your belly rubbed. And the last one is never pass up the chance for a meal. Now, just in case you're wondering, how I learned all this from Stan Lee, who is the actor, author, and co-creator of the Hulk, and Spider-Man, and Iron Man, and the Fantastic Four, I did not. That's not the Stan Lee I'm talking about. I'm talking about a 28-pound, 4-footed, furry little critter that we adopted about a year ago from Animal Friends Rescue. He's a Cocker Spaniel. This dog is absolutely amazing. He is the best dog in the world. Well, at least to my wife and I. More importantly, this dog has made incredible progress over the last year. When we first adopted him, he was afraid of men. He was afraid of people wearing green. I like wearing green. He was afraid of people who wore sunglasses. And every night I'd come home, I had my sunglasses on. And I couldn't figure out why he was running away from me all the time. He was afraid of that. We had learned that he grew up in an abused home, which is common for a lot of the animals at Animal Friends Rescue. And we adopted him from there. So bringing an animal into our home, we wanted to make him feel welcome. I wanted a buddy. I wanted a pal. I wanted somebody I could chum around with. I also wanted a companion for my wife, and he was good for that. But he, whenever I walked in the room, he would be 10 feet away. And if he could, he'd hide behind my wife. Or he'd bark and back up and keep away from me any way he could. We tried everything to get this dog to at least tolerate me, much less like me. Nothing worked. Finally, we called an animal behaviorist. So we invited this lady into our home, and basically it's like paying a veterinarian for 2 hours of their time to do nothing but watch you and your dog. Not cheap, but it was the best money we ever spent. And here's why. She told me how to take my dog from way over there and get it to come over here. It wasn't quick. What I started out having to do is face away from the dog, get down on the floor, and throw food at it from 10 feet away. Stan loves food. So I would throw food at it, and he would stretch himself out like a rubber band to keep every inch of his body as far away from me as possible, and grab that little nugget of food and back up. And then he'd go and he'd grab the next one and he'd back up. And he'd grab... And after a few days of this, I tried tossing him a little closer. Nah, he wasn't having that. He wasn't ready yet. So I had to keep it out there for a while. But eventually I tossed him 9 feet, and 8 feet, and 7 feet. And eventually, after 3 months of doing this, every night, feeding my dog by hand, he would take him out of my hand. He's still stretched out like a rubber band at this point, but he's taking him out of my hand. And so I'm finally able, after 3 months, to reach up and pet him on the chin. And he thought that was pretty cool. We also had to learn many other things with Stan. He loves going for runs. So we'd take him out to the old Fort Orlands, and we'd go running around there, and we'd get back to the truck, and my wife would say, "Ah, what's this thing crawling on my dog?" They have got ticks. They have got lots and lots of ticks on Fort Ord. So we quit going to Fort Ord. Sorry about that. We go to the beach. I ain't got so many ticks on the beach. But let me get back to the 6 things I learned from Stan Lee and make sure you understand it. Number 1. Oh yeah, never pass up the chance for a nap. Dogs and cats are the only people I know who are perfectly comfortable taking a nap 20 minutes after they get up in the morning. Bothers it not whatsoever. He's a great napper. Second thing, every time he gets up from a nap, he stretches. And he stretches, and he stretches. And it doesn't matter what else is going on. You can put food down, you can try to pet him. I gotta stretch first, baby. Really important. I wish I had that commitment to stretching. I'm getting to the age where some of these bones, well, anyways, they need more stretching than I give them, let's put it that way. Number 3, Always greet someone you love with great enthusiasm. When I come home, this dog is so excited, he can't even stand still. His tail is wagging like this, and he's jumping up off the ground. And I reach down to pet him, and he goes, "Oh, that's so fun!" and he runs away. But he comes right back. And I reach down to pet him, "Oh, that's so fun!" and he runs away. But he comes right back. Coming home to that kind of a greeting is the best thing in the world. My wife used to give me really great greetings. She doesn't jump up in the air. Number 4. Nothing is better to reduce stress for a day than a good run on the beach. Stan loves running on the beach. He loves chasing the birds. He loves being out there doing all that stuff. He's just great. The only thing better than that, as I said, is rubbing his belly. I like getting my belly rubbed. I like getting my scratch behind the ears. But Stan just loves it. If I do it just right, he gets down on his side, and that leg just doesn't want to and you know you've hit the right spot. And finally, never pass up the chance for a meal. Now, Stan's a chow hound. That's how I won his heart in the first place. Tossing food out and reeling him in a little bit. He's a great dog at being a chow hound. But he's a great dog besides that. He will never pass up a meal if it's food. I try to give him a carrot, or coleslaw, or something that just isn't food. No thanks. I'll wait. Something better will come along. But anything that he calls as a meal, he'll take as a meal. And he'll be more than happy to eat it right out of my hand. That's what I learned from Stan Lee. Some days I remember it better than others, and now you know it too. Mr. Toastmaster.